Hello everybody, it's Julia here from the Highly Sensitive Tarot, and I'm back today to do a video I should have done really a few days ago. I'd meant to do a sort of wrap up of 2024, looking back, reflecting on the year, having a think about some decks I want to use for 2025 and my plans really. So that's just what I want to talk about today. I hope it won't take too long. So yeah, this is my little grimoire, my little journal that I put all my important things in, my year ahead readings and all sorts of bits and pieces. And for last year, let me find the page. There we go. Let's move my lovely goddess back there. So for last year, there's nothing here that's private particularly. What I tend to do at the start of every year is I do a year ahead reading. I just pull one card for each month of the year, and when I pull that card I write it down with just a few keywords, just so that when I look at it I can immediately relate my situation to it. And then as each month goes by I start writing much longer notes about what's actually happened in that time so that I can look back on it properly. So last year I chose a word of the year, and it was the word releasing, and it was about releasing fear really. I do suffer with a lot of anxiety, and I can really tie myself up in knots over all sorts of things, and I knew it was going to be a big year for me. I really did need to move home. You know, it was getting more and more urgent really that I did get a house move, and I really wanted to manifest that, and that did happen. You know, that happened in July, and interestingly enough, my card, I don't want you to actually see all the details of the things that I wrote. Let me see if I can cover that up. I'll cover it with this. There we go. But interestingly, my card for July was the 10 of Pentacles. So that was really interesting that came about on a 10 of Pentacles card. I kept the Strength card as my card of the year. The Strength card is number 8 for me. It's never been Justice, it's always Strength. And then I pulled a card for myself as well, and I drew that on the last full moon of 2023 as part of my full moon ritual. And I chose the 8 of Swords, which fitted very, very well with my goals of releasing fears. And I did a full moon ritual really to attract the things into my life that I wanted for 2024, and that was new love, a new home, health, and a peace of mind. Good health and a peace of mind. And I managed to manifest new love for sure, and a new home, but not so much the health and peace of mind. But then you can't always get everything that you want, can you? I think these cards at the bottom here, it's hard to remember, isn't it? But I think these cards here at the bottom, the Death card and the Surrender card, the Hanged Man card, sorry, I think they came out of my full moon ritual as well. They were cards that I pulled. And so they were, again, really cards of, releasing things, surrendering things, transformation, leaving the past behind, having the strength to move with these new cycles, surrendering, accepting, trusting in the universe, trusting in where you're headed, really. And that was really what I did try to do throughout a lot of the year. And it's interesting that the month that I did manage to manifest new love was February. And I also drew that card, the Death card, didn't I? in my full moon ritual. So I felt that was really quite interesting, actually. So yeah, and you know, when I've looked back at the notes that I've kept and the cards that I drew for that month, they resonated a lot. You know, there was a lot that I could relate to about the cards that I drew. It kind of did come to pass. my reading did come to pass, I would say, most definitely. And it was a funny year, I have to say. It was a year of ups and downs. I mean, to move house and find a new relationship was fantastic. But even the good things that often come into your life, they come with some stress and some challenges. And my house move was not smooth. Some of the things of my relationship have not been smooth sailing. It's been a challenging year, and I felt that I didn't manage to sort of achieve a lot of the goals that I wanted to with my tarot cards and my channel. I sort of plodded through the year until about June. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Hang on. There was a phone call trying to come through on my phone, I think. I'll have to just ignore that for the moment. Yeah, so I sort of plodded through the year really till about June, and then I found out that I was moving, and everything became very chaotic and very hectic very quickly, and stayed that way really right through till about September, I think, maybe October. Just so much going on. And it was just really hard to settle myself into anything. I really didn't do very many readings last year, collective readings on my channel, and they're things that I love and enjoy doing. So I need to change that this year. I did manage to complete the Drop 'em 78 challenge, which was a challenge, I have to say. It was quite a commitment to studying these cards every day and putting out the videos that I'd committed myself to. So I'm really proud of myself for that. And I had so much fun joining in with the Top Tarot Trumps with Masha and everybody else, Musings by Masha. It was great. So yeah, that was kind of my year, I guess. I didn't buy so many decks, I don't think, looking back through the year. I bought more tarot cards than oracle cards, for sure. But I didn't buy as many cards as I did the year before, which is a good thing. I've had other things to spend my money on. And then we get to this year. And again, there's nothing personal here, particularly on this page. This is my goals and hopes and wishes. And my word of the year this year is I chose the word contentment, because I think more than anything, what I would like to manifest this year is some peace of mind. I'd like to manifest good health for myself. My health is not terrible. There's nothing terribly wrong, but I am going through the menopause and I have fibromyalgia anyway. So the menopause has been upsetting my fibromyalgia, and I have had to come off HRT, and I've had no HRT for nearly 7 weeks now. I'd been gradually cutting it down through the year, and I've had none for about 7 weeks now. And the reason why I'm not doing this video face on, because I normally like to do these sort of reflections of the month or the year videos face on, but the reason why I'm not is I'm just exhausted. My sleep is appalling and it's because of hot flushes. I mean, I am soaking the bed a couple of times a night since I've come off HRT, and I'm exhausted. I hardly like to look at myself in the mirror at the moment. I'm sort of investigating other things, trying different things to see if I can get these hot flushes under control, because they are it's getting me down actually, and it's starting to interfere with my quality of life. So, and like I said, it's setting off fibromyalgia, fatigue, pains, brain fog. It's really quite difficult. And I would really like to get that sorted out this year and feel better. And I would really just like to have some peace of mind and contentment in my life. I would like that this year, 2025, is a much calmer, quieter, more ploddy year. I've still got quite a few things to do with my home. I've got a bit more decorating to do, and obviously there's the garden, which I will do more little videos of to show the progress of it. I'm about to buy a little summer house to put at the bottom of my garden. So I've got lots of plans and lots of things to go on, but there'll be no house move this year, thank God. And hopefully the other things in my life will have settled down. Last year was a very difficult year with my family. My parents are both not very well in one way or another, which is why I wanted to move, to be closer to them, to be closer to my partner, to be closer to my son. Lots of reasons to move house. So I'm really happy that I've achieved that, but I need to have a much more peaceful year. And so I did this reading. I drew these cards on the winter solstice on the 21st of December. I used my Tarot of the Abyss deck, which I'm obsessed with. And I decided to go with the Hermit card, which is obviously the year number 9, the year of Virgo. I've written that would be nice. And the card that I pulled was the Ace of Pentacles, which I was really pleased with. You know, a new beginning, something with promise that can grow and flourish. And I feel like this year in my new home, it could really be an Ace of Pentacles time. And then I pulled my cards for the rest of the year, and I'm starting the year with Temperance. And like I said, I just write a few keywords down just so that when I'm going to do my reflections on the month, I've got immediately some little keywords there to reflect on. So yeah, I've pulled some nice cards, some good cards. I will be starting with Temperance for January, and you can see that there, finishing with the Magician in December. And the bottom of the deck, I pulled the Ace of Wands. So that's a really good card for me. I'm really happy to have these two aces as cards that I've pulled. So yeah, I just wanted to sort of share that and record that for my own benefit, because I partly see my channel as being something that I can look back on and reflect on and see my journey in life, you know. So yeah, that's my little grimoire. And then what I wanted to show you was some decks that I plan to... Oh, one of my candles has gone out, look. This was a lovely, lovely gift from Carla at Miss Kulala's Mystical Musings. I'm so pleased with this. It's beautiful. I think you'll see a lot of it throughout the year. So yeah, I wanted to show you some cards, some decks that I plan to work with. And I'm not going to say just for the month of January, because if I'm enjoying them, I might well continue on with them. But the first deck, and this one, I'm not sure, that's the Medieval Europe Tarot, which, as many of you can imagine, I am so happy to have found and bought. I bought it from eBay, from a very good seller of sort of rare and out of print decks, and it wasn't horribly expensive, you know, it didn't choke me, so it was an okay price really, and I'm just so pleased with it. Look at this little book, it's just gorgeous. And it's obviously not going to be one of the easiest readers, is it, this deck? Let me put this down now. I'm going to show you cards. It's obviously not going to be one of the easiest readers, is it? It's a, you know, it's a medieval deck. But I do honestly think, as I've gone through it, that there is enough in these cards for me to certainly read for myself. I'm not sure that this is a deck I would pull out and do a collective reading, you know, in a video for. I think I would have to have quite a bit more experience to do that. But I think I could read for myself with this deck. It's hilarious. Look at this, look. I think there was 2 chariot cards maybe, but they're getting beaten up with the chariot. Yeah, I'm confident I could read for myself with this deck. Let's find some of the minors. You also get the planets in this deck. It is a, what is it? It's an 86 card deck. An 86 card deck, yeah. And there is extra cards as well, which I haven't even begun to sort of look at. Let's have a look at some of the minors and see how easy they are to read. Yeah. So the ace of the, oh no, that's a 2 of wands, isn't it? Yeah. I think there is, isn't there? You know, the 4 of wands here, we've got the 11, the 11. We can see that there's a sort of group here, a sort of celebration type thing. With the 5 of wands, we can see that conflict, that competition. The 6 of wands, we can see that victory, that sort of, look at me, haven't I done well kind of energy. The 7 of wands, we can see that's defensive. All the birds are taking the sticks for his fire. Whatever is going on in this card. And look, see, this deck is going to have to be a study for me for a time, I think, because I'm so intrigued by it. But can you see there, look, this couple here, this man has got like a club or something and he seems to be beating this woman. The birds are stealing all the sticks from the fire. I don't know, it's in equal parts intriguing and hilarious, I think, this deck, isn't it? So yeah, I think I need to study it a little bit, and the 9 of wands, whatever is going on there. We can see the 10 of wands very clearly in this, the 8, the 9 of wands here. He is being overwhelmed by all these different things, isn't he? He's being tormented by demons and creatures, and I don't know. Is he being made to drink something there, or he's trying to breathe through this thing? I don't know. It doesn't look very comfortable though, does it? There's a woman taking a strange thing out of a box. I don't know what that is. The Knight of Wands. She almost appears female, actually. Looks like got lipstick on. Maybe the knights are a little bit effeminate looking in these cards. The Queen of Wands and the King of Wands. Do you know, I think I could read for myself very easily with these, actually, but it would take a bit for me to feel brave enough to do a reading in a video with them. But aren't they just so cool? I'm so pleased with this deck. I really am. I'm so pleased. Let's put that. Oh, sorry, that's quite loud, wasn't it? So yeah. What am I doing? See my head. This is brain fog for you. I think these days I need to keep notes. I need to like write things down so that things don't fall out of my poor sleep deprived brain. I wonder if I can, I was going to show you a pairing, because obviously I'm going to try and use some oracle cards. Let's put this up just a little bit. I'm going to obviously try to use some oracle cards with my decks. And I showed this on another video just recently, this deck, and it went so well with the Serpent and Peacock deck that I wonder whether it will go well with this. And I love this deck anyway, not quite so much for the images in it, but more for the guidebook. It's the Mystical Healing reading cards by Inner Segal. It's a rock pool deck, quite easy to get hold of, and it has got the most fantastic guidebook. You get a lot of information, you know, like this card I've just got here, listen to your intuition. It has a lot of information, as you can see, and there's always an action with these cards as well. Various ways to develop your intuition. This one is about placing your hands on your heart and slowing your breathing down, doing a visualization. But it talks about the areas in your life that need attention, and that your intuition is constantly sending you messages. I just feel it's a really, really nice book. The images in the cards don't do a huge amount for me, but I thought it might pair quite well with this deck, as well as the Serpent and Peacock. It's got that kind of feel about it, hasn't it? I think it really does. So I think I shall be using, I think I shall be using these decks together to do my own readings this month. Look how beautiful that is. It's a yes. Look, the Four of Swords there. This person's praying for something. It's a yes. And then we've got this celebration here of this party. Perhaps he was praying for a wife. And then we've got the wedding there. I think it's a really nice pairing, isn't it? Aren't they beautiful? So nice. So there we go. I shall be studying and using for myself this Medieval Europe Tarot, and if I'm going to use oracle cards with it, I am going to use this lovely Mystical Healing deck. So that's lovely. Let's put that away. Let's put these away as well. I'll just pause. For my collective readings online, for the, in my videos for the time being, I'm going to use these two decks. I'm about to record a collective reading, which I will probably put out over the weekend. This is just the Tarot of the Abyss. I mean, you will have heard me talk about it so many times. I don't know what it is. I feel this deck so much. I really do. And I know this is not sort of aesthetically perhaps a great pairing to look at, these two decks. This beautiful travel pocket oracle, which you've probably heard me talk about in my Christmas gifts video if you watched that. I know it's not aesthetically a great pairing, but I've just found, reading for myself over Christmas, that they just really, really work together. They just seem to sort of, my intuition seems to ping off them. I love the messages in this card, in this deck, like even the powerful ox has no defense against flies. Like, well, I just have no words in many ways. I just think they're brilliant. I think they go together so well to give you a really well-rounded reading. When you look at these three together, like we've got the Lovers card here, blue dragon, better to sit all night than go to bed with a dragon. And then the Four of Wands with this sort of celebration card. So all of this is kind of talking about the connections between people, the interactions of relationships and families and all the goings on, isn't it? It's all that kind of thing. I just think it's brilliant. I really, really enjoy these two, and I have read for myself several times actually over Christmas with these, and obviously used the Tower of the Abyss for my year ahead reading. And like I said, I am going to use this combination for the time being if I do any collective readings. And I think I probably will until the weather gets a little bit nicer and it gets a bit more spring-like. And then I shall probably get out my Phases and Forests Oracle, because I think that's the deck that I want to use next. But yeah, like I said, aesthetically, this is not the most exciting combination, is it? You know, like the medieval tarot and the mystical healing cards, aesthetically, the colours, the themes, they all go, and I appreciate these don't, but they just seem to work for me. So yeah, if you enjoy my collective readings, you will see these over the next month or so, I'm sure. So, and then I've got, what have I got left? I've got a little deck here that I still haven't decided what I'm going to pair it with. So perhaps I'll show you it, and if you can think of a good oracle that it would pair well with, you'll have to let me know. It's the little Arenda tarot from Bichette Designs. I bought this from Etsy. I also have a little Lenormand deck of theirs. This little poker sized deck. It's very, very, very cute. Let's put this down again. It's very, very cute. It's a sort of folky sort of folk sort of art, a lot of it. There's a lot of flowers, a lot of plants, a lot of animals. But some of it reminds me of that sort of Polish folk art, if you know what I mean. It's very gentle, very sweet. I saw this deck on Nancy's channel at Paper Moon Tarot. I think she's the only person I've seen with this deck. And I liked it so much I bought it, and I've had it in my cupboard actually for since about October, which is when I bought it, and I kept it for myself for Christmas. Look at this Ten of Wands here. Isn't that lovely? This poor bird is just carrying everything on its back, isn't it? Look at that. Look, the Nine of Wands, the cat. That's so cool. The Eight of Wands. Seven of Wands. Oh. The Six of Wands. Five of Wands, little squabbling mice. Four of Wands, the Three of Wands, the Two of Wands. Oh, look at that, look. It's just beautiful. These little ladybirds on the edge of these blades of grass here. It's such a cute deck. I really, really do like it. But like I said, I don't really know what to pair it with. So if you've got any ideas, do let me know. Okay, and my last decks to show you, and this one actually only just came today. It came in the post today, and this was ordered from Etsy. They had a sale and I got it for a really good price, and it's come from the Ukraine actually, and it's just arrived today. So I haven't even, other than just taking the cellophane off, I haven't even really looked through the cards. But the reason why I bought this deck, because this seems a weird choice for me, if I'm honest. The reason why I bought this deck is because in the summer, Maria at Lady Knight of Avalon, she did a reading for me using this deck, and that reading really resonated, and much of what she said was very accurate and came to pass. And one of the cards that she had in my reading, I just thought was so brilliant that I just thought, right, I'm going to find this deck and I'm gonna buy it. So I bought this from Etsy, and yeah, like I said, it's just come today. It's Granny's Postcards Tarot, and it's created from 78 real vintage postcards. They're all real and printed in the last century in the USA, Europe, or the USSR. Some of them are more than 100 years old. There's a lot of humour, there's a lot of cheekiness, there's a bit of rudeness in this deck. But yeah. And actually, I just want to say, I know that Maria at Lady Knight of Avalon has just started her second channel, Lady Knight of Avalon Readings, I believe it's called. But she's just started to do some readings on her channel, and I know that she's offering readings to people as well through her channel. So, you know, she's a very good reader. I would really recommend Maria. So, so this is the deck. There's the back of the cards. Then they're funny cardstock. They're not very smooth. Yeah, not the best cardstock probably. I think I'll have to edge them in something, but I've decided I'm going to use them with my tea leaf oracle cards. I was sort of looking through my decks this morning, and these sort of jumped out at me, and I heard Robin's Reflections the other day talking. Oh, look, I'm not getting this very well, am I? Let's move these over. I heard her talking about these cards, that they'd been on her desk a lot of the time. She uses them a lot of the time, and so I thought, I'm going to give them a go, because I was struggling to think what I could use with this deck. As you can see, there's definitely some humour in this deck. When you look at the Ten of Wands here, you can see they're these sort of old-fashioned postcards. I just think, do you see what I mean? The imagery on the tea leaf cards, I think, fits in quite well with these. Oh, they're so cute, aren't they? This one's so cute. Poor old Five of Pentacles there. Oh. It's got a little guidebook that comes with it, this deck, which I think I will have to look at, because look at the Nine of Swords. happiness. I got the card happiness. Look, having a drunken pee up a fence. Well, actually, and there's a goose or a duck the other side of the fence. Perhaps this bit is Willy. I don't know. And then the 9 of Wands here. She's having to climb a tree. I'm sure that's happiness for the cow, isn't it? The 4 of Cups and the 4 of Pentacles, love. Oh, success. The 3 of Pentacles and the 8 of Swords. Oh dear, this poor cat. I just think these are so cute. I really do. So I don't know how these are going to go together, the tea leaf cards with this Granny's postcard, but I'm going to give them a go. Handshake. A meeting with a stranger could be important. Looks like this little kitten here is being pushed sort of forward to go and meet somebody, maybe shake hands with somebody. He's all done up very smartly. Hanged man. The club. Someone will try to make you do something against your will. And look at the hanged man there, look. He's just sat there looking at her knickers, isn't he? Oh, so funny. What's this one? Finger. Warning you of a problem either now or in the future. Well, yes. I think if your husband is feeling up the servants, or this witch looks like she could make trouble for people, doesn't it? If she wanted to. So there we go. I think this is such a cool deck. Let me see if I can find the card that that really made me want to buy this deck. They're quite sort of stuck together, these cards. They're not slidey cards. Four of Swords. Let's see where it is. Look at that look for the 3 of Swords. That's interesting, isn't it? She's passing a note back to this other man here. So I think there's heartbreak coming for this poor man, isn't there? These are funny. Where is the card that I am looking for? Page of Swords. It's going to be in the other stack, isn't it? Let me just see if I can find. Here we go. This is the card that came out in the reading that Maria did for me that really decided me on this deck. The Titanic as the 10 of Swords. You know, let's read what it says in the book about that. I just think that's a genius card for the 10 of Swords, isn't it? You know, the ship is sinking. It's done, isn't it? Let me see what it says in here. Yeah, it says you will inevitably fail. The only thing that can be done is to minimize losses. The card portends disaster, loss, robbery, and despair. So yeah, that was a card that was very that resonated very strongly for me at the time when Maria did my reading, and made a lot of sense to me at the time. And I think if ever you get a card in a deck that really does that for you, that's a deck to buy, isn't it? Excuse me, my froggy throat. So yeah, It's taken since the summer for me to find this deck and get round to purchasing it. And there's loads more decks that I want to buy, but I'm going to have to spend a lot of my money on my garden this year, I think, really. So I think this year will not be another big buying year. And to be honest, I've got so many decks to play with that were new this year. So there's a few on pre-order on Amazon. I think there's one called Mindscapes, and that's coming out in the summer. There's the Lisa Hunt fairy tale deck that I'd really very much like. But other than a few that are there for pre-order, I'm going to try not to buy any more cards, any more decks, at least for the next few months anyway. So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed having a look at what I've been up to, my plans, my reflections on the year. Be lovely to hear from any of you and to hear how your year has been. I'm trying to get through videos to watch other people's end of year tags and things like that. So yeah, I'm sending you all my love, and I'll see you all again soon.